Hello crazy people, today again gathered to talk about old machines, this motorcycle too and mythical. We are here facing the Yamaha Virago. We are in the 90s friends, we see it together, it's gone. I hope you forgive the fact that I forgot my tie mic. Today we are in its exterior. I am lucky to have no sound. Survival around me is rare. So this time we'll have to do with the 1996 Virago. And yeah, this bike was replaced by the Dragstar, but this Virago marketed from 1996 until 2003. Why? Yes, such a long performance actually on the market. But because she is magnificent. She is simply beautiful. Look at these chromes in abundance. You're going to say, yeah, he always comes back with these chromes. The young and the not so young know what I'm talking about here and here. When you have chrome like that, real chrome, it has a cost. Today, manufacturers no longer supply motorcycles or very few motorcycles with chrome embedded like that, because it costs a complaint to manufacture. And today at the level we are going to say value for money, it keeps prices in everything. So that's why you find a lot of matte black paints, painted skins, really painted parts. It's done carefully. Either it's true, but the disappearance of chromium is primarily due to its cost. It's extremely expensive to make motorcycles with chrome parts like that from everywhere. So this is what explains the rarity of these machines today in the current market, is that, well, at the level of chrome manufacturing costs, well, they can no longer follow the manufacturers. If they could, we can still. But bull motorcycles for more than 5,000, it's expensive. We're not going to hide our faces. So if you are looking for chrome, it is in the old ones that you have to draw. Look at the shape of this bike. I love it. So here at the seat level, know that you are only 68.5 centimeters from the ground. Yeah, you're really going to sit on a stool, folks. It's really excessively low, everybody. Wow. You can tell anyone can get on this except people abnormally. I don't see who can't board on this type of motorcycle, 68.5 centimeters from the ground. It's really low in terms of seat height. So I'll give you a little bit of my feeling in relation to the comfort of the seat, the fluffiness, the riding position on this motorcycle. What's that? Okay, it'll look like a merry-go-round. We're on a 90s merry-go-round, yeah. In terms of seating comfort, well, actually, do you see a stressless chair? Well, that's it. In terms of seating comfort, you are sitting on a cloud. We can say it in terms of feeling comfort. That's it. You are really ultra comfortable in terms of foot placement. Well, your feet are actually perpendicular, so feet forward. So you have a driving position, let's say natural. I think the brake lever is too high. But hey, I think it's an adjustment to make to the machine, but hey, it's there, it's available. Then I think that if you have emergency braking, you find it at the gear shift on the other side. The lever is a little high, but hey, it's a shot to take. In any case, we are well installed on it. We are comfortable. This is the ideal motorcycle for cruising. We will say 70 km/h, quiet country road. You see small departmental. It is the ideal motorcycle for walking in the peripheral area of large cities. In any case, its engine limits a little bit its capacities in terms of Vmax and in terms of recovery. So this is not a motorcycle that is really intended for big cities. I'm also thinking of the free sections of motorways, the peripherals, etc. It's not a motorcycle that is adapted to the big city. It's truly a motorcycle that has been, let's say, developed for riding at the cockpit level. Well, we are the handlebar F, like. We will say developed for the ride at the cockpit level. There we are, the F handlebars like that. It's really not bad. So we have a straight sitting position. The back is straight. We are really well installed. The commodores are well within reach. We have everything we need for the proper functioning of the machine, but we will see that together. Then in detail, the small chrome mirrors, I do not know if they are original. Well, they are nice. They are really well offset to the side. You can't even see your shoulder in the rear view mirror, so you really have visibility to the rear. Very good. What I particularly like is its large water tank. At the time, it was the fashion, these tanks there in drops of water. All brands have released their version with this type of tank that is very nice to look at. We're going to go around together and we're really onto something very nice. Look at me a little. That finish at that dual exhaust outlet, and yeah, dual manifold and dual cylinder. And yes, we are on a magnificent V2 party cycle, friends. We are on a tubular frame in classic steel. Salt height, as I told you, 68.5 centimeters from the ground is really little. And with all its chromes, all this gauge, all it imposes, this bike weighs only 147 kilograms. All fluid on board, 147 kilograms for a custom with so many chromes, so many imports. It's not much. I really like it. It's his fork with his headlight like that. His chrome counter. No, really, here we are full chrome. It starts from the rear view mirror through the handlebars, the handlebar ends also, the counter, the headlight turn, in short, spoke rims. Just sublime. Well, this classic hydraulic TV fork has 33 millimeter diameter fork tubes. That's right, that's good. That's enough with a good debate. 140 millimeters of travel, so that's nothing. 140 millimeters of travel is really good. We are on a rim at the front radiated of the most beautiful effect. Diameter 18 inches with a relatively thin tire at the front. On the braking side, we are on a good disc, ventilated circular finish with a diameter of 282 millimeters. Disc diameter 282 millimeters on a double piston caliper. So it was really a really good brake for the time. It is not ABS at all. Okay, we're on old-fashioned braking. We don't even have the CBS on it. It's disc braking altogether. But hey, if you like the old ones, you also like the little flaws. It's the age of the machine that wants that when it comes to rear braking. So in the back already, we have a small rim, a small 15-inch rim. Why did they choose to put a small 15-inch rim? Simply to sit the bike, that is to say, raise the front with an 18, lower the center of gravity at the rear so as to have a low bike, give it style, a custom style that suits it really well. On the other hand, at the rear on this 15-inch rim, there is a tire. Width 130 millimeters, friends. So we are on a beautiful little flange. We are on drum braking. We don't have disc braking. We are truly on drum braking at the level of its suspension. At the rear, we are on the shock absorber, two sides, two beautiful shock absorbers, we will say lateral for this machine, with a chrome finish with a travel of 100 millimeters. What I really like is the chrome here. I'll see you in there, so to speak. The headlight, the meter, everything in detail. Even the rocker covers, I think it's pretty. It must be brushed aluminum. Yeah, it's brushed aluminum. It's really pretty. Then its engine, we will talk about a magnificent V2 to 4-stroke. Power, carburetor, friends, and yes, a magnificent V2 to 4-stroke power supply carburetor, folks. And yes to the old. So we are on an air-cooled V2 that develops 11 horsepower. So that's a little bit the black spot of this machine. It's lack of power. And 11 horses a little weak, which poorly deploys the power of the vehicle. We're on 11 horses at 8,500 RPM. In fact, this bike is equipped with a 5-speed gearbox. It might have deserved a small sixth speed would not have been luxury, I think. But hey, with this twin cylinder that develops 11 horsepower, you can claim a VMAX around 105 km/h. Some would say 110, others would say 95. In short, you know very well that everything is relative to your weight. It's true that the weight of the pilot is important, because if you weigh 70 kilos, you will necessarily go faster than if you weigh 98. But not on a Vmax range of about 105 km. This engine, moreover, to reach 100 km, ask for 20 seconds. On the other hand, advantage of this meal is that it actually consumes little. For the time, it consumed only 3.5 L per 100 km, so it was really little for the time. And with its tank, its beautiful tank in the shape of water drops that holds 9.5 L, you can claim a range of 270 km, so it's really okay. Small tank and yet beautiful autonomy of almost 300 terminals with this machine. The rear of its machine gun type exhaust, I think it's nice. Its backsplash is also nice, is that it was an option that I don't know, but it's really stylish. The pilot is cached. Compared to the passenger, who will be a little more elevated with its water support. The good thing is that here there is a small luggage rack. It can be nice. It can be that we can find a use for this large predominant taillight system as we like them. So you're going to tell me there's no license plate on this motorcycle? But in fact the license plate is on the side. Why not me? I say why not? The passenger will also have his feet a little forward like the pilot. And then in terms of seating quality, frankly, super soft, super comfortable. You see that seat there? It is already more than 20 years old. And well, she is nickel what? Impeccable. Well, it must be said that this motorcycle, it only has 1,000 km. It really has few kilometers. The person didn't ride with it. It was really the little motorcycle for the outing in good weather, we will say, on occasion. So what really explains is its small mileage, right? This is a motorcycle that has very little run at the level of its tank. We have a beautiful chrome cap, also lock by key at its cockpit. We find a beautiful handlebar, we will say in F, very stylish, with two complete Komodo, a beautiful central counter. With above, well, everything that is more rudimentary, total mileage, partial mileage, enough meter. On the right we have a console with the circuit breaker, the main lighting function, so-called daytime running light. And at the time we could turn off the lighting, because at that time they had not yet passed the regulations on mandatory lighting on motorcycles. So you could turn off the lighting. Of course, to drive today, you are obliged to leave lighting and of course the start button to start on the left. We find the manual starter by cable, the horn, indicators of change of direction, turn signal, light, road, low beam. And on the front, the button passes to make headlight calls in its center. We find the full headlight witness. The neutral indicator engaged, the turn signals, and here on the right you see, I don't see there, I think it's an option since there's nothing written on it. I think this is an unused witness. Not really pretty, eh? Then there will be the finish at the level of the tank, the Virago, with its small border 2 perimeter. Really nice, huh? Really pretty. Ah, he knew how to do things back then, huh? Ah, yes, important details I forgot to specify. Here you have the ignition key, and yes, the contact of the vehicle is done on the side. On the engine side there is no name under the steering level. As far as the engine is concerned, well, we will listen a little bit to its sound. Ah, yes, no, it's true, it's not there. I find it nice to me. It goes with the vintage side. Hop initiation, we're fine with ours. We're going to engage the starter, and then here it's good, and there you have the live sound. Lesson with the starter, I don't think it is hot enough to disengage the starter, but come on, we take the risk, it will certainly stall. Ah, it makes a nice noise right from here, not even too noisy, not frankly well. nostalgic for V2. And yes, the V2, this famous V2 time claimed. Come on, let's cut the contact. Of course, we are in lighting, bulb at the level of its gas hatch, escalated on hinge, and yes, gas hatch on hinge. That's good because not everyone does it. Sometimes you find yourself at the gas station with the cap on your keys, and the fact that they thought about it is really good. Hop, then the finish is really nice, huh? The paint is impeccable in beautiful machine. Let me know in the comments if you own one and if you would be willing to sell it today. I think that the owners of this kind of machine are too nostalgic for that time and that they cherish their beauty. Well, the competitors of the time for this machine was, well, Kimco, who had released the Kimco Zinc. There were several. There was also the Honda Shadow. The Kawasaki Illuminator was a single cylinder. There was the Suzuki Intruder, this typology of machine. There were a few of them. And then it stopped. End of production. As I explained to you, probably the Euro standards, which have considerably reduced the enthusiasm to produce the manufacturer this type of machine. Obviously 2 cylinders. So 2 times more pollution. There are still a few left on the market, and in good condition like that, they are becoming more and more difficult to find, since to keep chrome in. So in perfect condition, the bike must be stored dry and protected from moisture. And here we are really on something that is ultra well preserved. I hope you liked this little video. If you liked it, subscribe. You do not hesitate to like, to subscribe, activate the bell. You will be notified of the latest videos to come, and I say see you very soon in the next one.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back.